Welcome back to the World Curling Federation's Olympic qualification event 2017. Pilsen in the west of Czech Republic. Here we see the quaint city centre of Pilsen. Before we move out a little bit further to find the Kossuth Arena. We'll be coming to you live from what is the fourth session in the men's competition. It's Russia to take on the Czech Republic in what we'll hope to be a cracker of a game. My name's Sander Elvog and I'm joined by Olympian Anne Swisshelm. Good afternoon, Anne.
Sander, hello.
Well, pre-game practices are in the books and teams are all warmed up, ready to go. There we see them all being introduced in front of home fans, and certainly some fans that's travelled out here to watch their favourite teams. And here they are, and we shall now meet the teams that will entertain us this afternoon. At lead for Russia, Evgeny Klimov. At second, Artur Rajabov. At third, we have Sergei Glukov, and the team is skipped by Alexei Timofeev.
And playing for the host nation, Czech Republic, Jindřich Kitzberger at lead. Martin Schnittel at second. Lukáš Klima is playing third and vice skip. Jiří Schnittel, skip.
Here we take a look at the standings and how the team rack up so far. We'll have China, Denmark and Italy on top at 2 and 1. Czech Republic, Finland, Netherlands and Russia at 1 win. So very, very open still in the men's competition. No one really running away with it. And these are the other games in the arena this afternoon. China will take on Netherlands. It's Italy to play Germany. And then we have Finland playing Denmark as the competition now is really shaping up. It's a relaxed Czech team playing in front of home fans.
And that really will be the key to their success today. Playing confidently, playing relaxed, connecting to the ice, connecting to the crowd. The Russians will start off, they are the Red Rocks. And by virtue of the last shot draw, Czech Republic has the hammer in the opening end.
Yes, so it's Evgeny Klimov to throw the first rock here in the first end. And it does look like we'll at least see an attempt at a guard, but this one is running a little bit hot, so might just slip into the rings here for Russia. No, it will just pull up short, so mission completed by the Russian lead. And here we have Jindřich Kitzberger, lead for Czech Republic. They'll be looking to throw the corner guard, so a couple of guards up early in this game. We might just see a few rocks in play here.
That's game on from both teams.
Oh, Martin, můžeš, pojď. Dlouhej určitě není. Hard.
A já tady mám kameru. Kamera.
Russian team not going to go too aggressive. They're going to come around their own center guard.
Лишняя линия.
Начало дома.
Делай вес. Свип.
Делаем 6 футов.
Свип.
4 фута, легче.
Только вес.
Сам. 4 за. Делаем.
Только Артур.
6 за.
Артур только.
Сам. 8 за. Надо вес. Сам. Так нельзя вообще.
This rock running a little hot and slipping to the back of the rings.
Yeah, so a bit of a free draw here for the Czechs to come around the corner guard.
Jenom dílka.
Probably get shots done as well.
Yeah, it's an excellent opportunity to take advantage of the corner guard you called first.
Lukáš.
And sometimes you'll see teams try and open up the forfeit area a little bit to create this opportunity, but with that Russian second stone slipping too far, no need.
Now with the end of the free guard zone rules, anything can be taken out of play. Alexei Timofev and Team Russia have elected to make the attempt at the rock in the rings.
Yeah, so it's a second player for Team Russia, Artur Rashabov, with the down weight, coming after it. Looking very much in control here. That's a very nice little hit and roll back towards the center line.
Nice touch shot to open this fourth round of play.
Here is Martin Schnittel, brother of Skip Yeji. He'll be playing the hit and roll back towards the corner guard. Calling on Kitzberger to try and keep the line here. Well, this one will over curl. Actually ends up making the double, but does roll out. Leaves Russia a chance now to come around that center guard.
Хорошая линия. Только вес. Только вес.
The spot tends to run a little bit straighter. It moves at the end if the weight is good, and there you see it start to break, start to curl towards the center of the house. That's a nice shot. And I think for all you young skips out there, noting that Russia chose to come around that center guard away from the corner guard is very important.
Why?
That way you don't lead the play to the corner guard. You lead the play away from it, and you help prevent against the chance of your opposition scoring multiple points.
Here we see the rules of play. 6 ends minimum, although the game is scheduled for 10. It's 38 minutes of thinking time, and both teams will have that 60-second timeout. 2 corner guards in play for the Czech Republic now, so maybe Russia running a bit scared, needing to throw the center guard back on. Sergei Glukov plays third for the Russians. Sweepers backing off this.
Yeah, they're just hoping it comes to rest. Looks like it's in a nice spot. Might leave a bit open for the hit and roll.
Okay. Jo, budu tam.
Yeah, it's a tough little port for Lukáš Klima. Just sneak through and play the hit and roll.
Yeah, looking for maybe hack weight here. Maybe board weight.
Whoa, whoa. Yep, yep. Whoa, 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 no, no, no.
Well, that's an excellent start to the game for Mr. Klima.
Yeah, no, you wonder if Russia isn't second-guessing their choice at guard on the last one.
What other options did he have?
He could have hit the corner guard and rolled onto the rings. There was a couple of other options, maybe a little bit more defensive. Their game plan may have been to put rocks in play And when you make run backs like that and leave double centers, it looks like a pretty good call.
Yeah, Glukov makes up for that first mistake, over-curling the center guard. Does leave a couple of staggered centers. So even if Czech Republic comes around the corner here, it's a bit of a bailout for Russia to maybe come around their own guards.
Yeah, now Russia's got to be thinking steal. It's a perfect opportunity, and with the corner guard being just a little bit long, we saw that the hip was available around the corner guard earlier in the end. This rack has got a curl a long way.
Yep.
Line's looking pretty good.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
So a little bit of decision time for Russia.
Либо дроза. Я думаю, можно попробовать привести. Вес. Бэклайн. Такой же, как я кидал, зайдет. Сколько у меня было?
So I wonder, he can't really see any of that rock from the hack, but believes that the right weight, trust the ice, trust what he has seen earlier, and that it will curl, and he'll be able to tap that Czech stone out of the rings.
Yeah, we did see Artur Rajabov make a great one down here. This one just a little bit more difficult for skip Alexei Timofeev.
Seems to be all over the guard.
Another center guard for Russia now.
Мало щетки, да?
Вес слабее туда, чем как.
Вроде нормально. Как у Артура же была щетка.
Já nevím, jestli tady držel nebo ne, abych objížděl ty kolem.
Tady jezdili oni furt.
On bude mít, tohle je dobrý.
Vysoko.
Tady to točilo normálně, viď? Hele, já jsem tréninku odsáď. Skončil tady.
A když budeme půlkou koukat, je nám to lepší, než když se zbouráme, že? A budeme hrát stejně 9-5. 90.
Jako nesmíme do toho vlaku.
90.
Jasně.
Myslím, že spíš 90. No. To je jakoby první kámen tady.
To není, když oni tam hráli furt.
Takhle je ze široka?
K 90, no.
90, 95.
A wonderful opportunity here for the Czech Republic team.
It's first of skip rocks for Jiří Snitil. What's he thinking here?
I think he wants to come around and leave a rock about half open. He's trying to secure his score of 2. And with a poor choice by Russia, possibly generate 3. If he sits high in the rings, this one's coming a little deep.
Okay, půlkou schválně, sice dál, ale...
Doesn't leave any double, that's for sure.
There is no double.
Že B2 momentálně by mě
We're hoping for that one to stop a little earlier.
A little higher, and then that way block off that draw. Force Russia to probably hit the open one, concede 2 maybe, or hit and roll to the far side of the rings, and then they could have something they could run.
Как лег, да? Меньше нельзя, то можем не выбить туда. Сейчас был слабее Хага, 60 было. Бэклайн, бэк плюс.
Well, we can see the broom placement here. Are we looking to maybe try and get the whole hit and roll in behind cover?
Just a delicate little tap it all the way out and flop under.
Много линии. Много линии. Поднять. Только Артур. Только Артур. Вали, 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 Артур. Можно. Shift выбить надо. Да.
Oh, Oh, well, this one doesn't even remove that yellow from play. I don't know, that looked like a tough shot.
Yeah.
Did have a bit of space on the guard, but still.
Not much space. I mean, they get around that pretty closely, and they don't yet get to nose.
Does leave them lying shots, don't here. Now are the Czechs trying to come to the inside of this red to avoid the jam, or are they hitting this high side rolling to the wing?
I think the idea is to play this the safe way, to hit it on the high side. Ideally, you can hold your shooter on the edge of the rings. I don't think you want to get too cute to the guards and give up a steal at this point. You've got a great chance for 2, and if you had said in your pre-game team meeting, hey, you're going to take 2 points in the opening end with the hammer, you'd say, great. So not to get too greedy for 3, hit the high side, and with nice soft weight, which is what he's thrown, hopefully keep the shooter around on the edge of the 12-foot.
Last on the first end here for Iji Sneetil. A little bit off and on for the sweep, should be close here. Will catch the high side. Will he stick around? And no, but it will be good enough for 2. So still a great start for Czech Republic. 2 points up on the board. The home fans are happy. 0-2 after 1. We certainly have some young fans in here today. I think the home, the population of Pilsen really taking to curling. They are probably more known for their hockey and their football, but curling is the big focus this week.
And in particular, this team is the big focus. Iji Sneetil had missed out on the Olympics, the last Olympic qualifier, by 1 point. And they would certainly like to make up that point and qualify their country for their first ever Olympic curling adventure.
The Czechs are 2 up and saying, well, we're not going to throw the guard here. We're going to come in.
Yeah, there's really no need to be too aggressive. You know that Russia's going to throw a corner guard. And if you've got a really good rock out of the first rock of your lead in the top of the 4-foot, you can put a guard on it if you like in the next one. Because sometimes it's a little bit easier to throw one in and then put one on top than to put one out and come around.
Call is to come into the house here, so is that a defensive approach?
Yeah, I think it's a tester to see how aggressive Russia wants to be. 2 rocks are in the controlled position in front of the rings. This is kind of to feel out what's going to happen, what the Russian team is thinking.
Added a bit too much weight on this one, Kitzberger. Remember, they went coast to coast on the first one, so he's probably trying to add a little bit of weight, but too much. And comes around his own stone to the back of the 8.
Yeah, and with that miscue, that allows Russia to play the hit and roll and keep things a little bit simple. But I think it's not too bad for the Czech Republic.
Whoa! Нет. Слава тейк. Свип. Вау, нет. Ролл.
And a really great shot there as we take a look at China versus the Netherlands on sheet B. Jaap van Dorp, skip of the Netherlands. With the last stone advantage. Looking at 3 Chinese counters. Just doesn't get the curl. And it is a big opening steal of 3 points for China. The Netherlands will keep the hammer as they head into the second end.
Линия шире. Контроль, контроль. Легко. Только вес. Легко, легко, легко. Зип, зип. Зип. Зип.
Зайти, все, есть.
And this draw under the corner, slipping a little deep, but it's still hidden under the corner, forcing Czech Republic to make a choice.
Vidím 3/4, 2/3. No, ale zůstaneš za tím linou. Ale jsme vzadu. Jo. No 5. Chci dát 10 spíš. Představ si, že to není taková... Myslím, že v pohodě, ale 0,5 taky. Ale...
Martin Snittel will just play a draw here. Come out of the corner to sit 2.
Yeah, try to defend against the power of that corner guard, that rock sitting out front by drawing around it first. This is a somewhat controversial shot choice, but we'll see how it works out.
Well, as that crashes on the guard, I'll just pop over to Finland, Denmark. It's Rasmus Stjerne, skip of Denmark, with the last stone here, and it does look like a hit for 3 on the first end. Silver medal from the World Championship in 2016. He'll make the hit and stick for 3. Good start for Denmark. As we come back to our sheet, it's Artur Rajabov coming around this center guard now. Just an offer shot stone, but not fully buried.
Jak rychle?
Rychlejší nebo pomalejší?
9. Píl.
So just checking with Lukáš Klima what weight he wants to throw at this run back. Trying to keep pace with his teammate Martin Snittel after making a fantastic run back with his first stone in the second end.
Yep. 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 Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. No.
That's a pretty good attempt, but rolls a bit too far to sit 2.
And
Martin touched that one.
the Czech team has touched a stone out front, which they seem to do on a bit of a regular basis. Their sweeping footwork, their intensity to the brush head and maybe not to their feet. Lukáš Klima slightly disappointed that his rock rolled so far. And this allows Alexei Timofeyev and the Russians to come around the center guard again.
It did sound like Klima wanted to sweep there. He probably could have swept more. Is that frustrating as a player when your skip misjudges the line?
Well, I think every time you throw a rock, you'd like it to be perfect. You'd like it to be absolutely perfect. So yeah, there can be a little bit of frustration, but I think you have to respect the fact that every member of your team really is trying to do every single thing to make the shot.
Here's the coach for Team Russia, Alexander Kosyrev. Himself, he's played quite a few curling matches up through the days himself. Probably, well, he's one of the younger coaches in the field.
Now, Lukáš Klima needed to put those frustrations aside, focus on this next opportunity.
Yep. Okay.
And makes a really nice shot.
Here's Brian Gray, coach of Czech Republic. He's worked with a number of countries. Definitely a very experienced coach.
Sweep! 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 Бэклайн! Линия свип! Свип! Держать до конца очень надо, линия! Давай, 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 давай. О, о, о.
This one will just over curl for Glukov. And just spin to the edge of the 12-foot.
Tohle nebylo. Takže buď můžeme zahrát jako prostě string position, anebo guardovat tohle, no. Nějakým takovým takhle. Co chceš? Jako kdyby my jsme uměli tohle, tak je to fajn, ale
je to na double, ale tady zůstane stát dva vedle sebe.
As we take a look over on to sheet C, Italy versus Germany. Germans looking to take a nice crooked number score of 3 with a wide open takeout for skip Alexander Baumann.
Salmot! Salmot! Salmot!
Just clean, just keep it clean. Well thrown, well executed end. Germany up 3-1 after 2 ends.
Já ukážu na 0, myslím, že můžeme hrát k 10 už teďko.
Okay.
Si vzpomeň tady 0-5, vlastně jsme byli rozáru. Hezky házených 9-7. Trochu víc!
8-4, čekej!
Smooth, controlled release, looking for a draw to the top of the forefoot. Looks to be running a little hot.
Oh, necháváš double, blbej. Okay.
Тогда легче привести.
Да.
С 8 же, да?
Постановку везли с 8, Артур привез.
Давай вот так.
Ну, если перевести хорошо, тоже нам будет туда. Да. А мы потом бить от желтого. Просто 4 фута? Идеально загар, да, хочешь?
Ну да. Идеально 4 или фриз?
Полностью 4. Не, полностью 4. Зачем вы на них?
4, но если что, можно и фриз тащить. Сколько хороший лед? Да, конечно.
Да, более-менее.
А?
So with those rocks in the back of the forefoot, this is a fantastic situation for Alexei Timofev. Draw a rock around that center guard. Sit full top 4. It's running quite quickly. They might want to try and play off the one on the side of the 4 if they can.
Сам фриз будет.
О, ничего, линия очень много.
Oh, just got caught. That ice is pretty quick there. Overthrew it a bit.
My teďko nesmíme být zatý.
My teďko můžeme být
Kdyby ji točil, tak ho může dostat sem.
Nebo až sem.
Nebo až sem. Zamknou ho tady taky v pohodě. Nic se nejvíc není tohle, ale v tomhle směru.
No jasně, ale když budeme tady, tak dáváme...
Tady byl dobrý, tam jenom byla tady úka.
Nezahraje a bude někam sem. No dobře, ale... To nám Jirka řekne, jak hluboko.
Plný 4 stopy, že ten náš double tam je teďka do jeho 2. Když byl dlouhý, jak musíme sednout na ten jeho červený.
Teď jsem byl 9-5, za 10 je
I think
fakt.
the draw is the call all day, just discussing where you want to put it and what the option might be. I think probably deep is better than short here.
Yeah, that's what they're saying, because if they leave it short, then the Russians will have an opportunity to make a double for 2.
Za 10, hezký ráno, Jilka, fajn! Jilka je dobrá!
Místo! Jeden kousnou 4 stačí! Jsme široký! Musíme být po 4. Jeden tady, jsme dlouhý!
Must be close. They're on, they're off, they're on, they're off. Always a good
Myslím, že
sign.
rychlost je dobrá. Rychlost je dobrá, Luky.
And a lovely shot.
Ничего больше нету, да?
Russia is facing 3 Czech stones in and around the 4-foot.
Отсюда подвоз есть с упором.
Что, стоим лучше не будет, что ли, Серег?
Стей может быть хуже вот этого.
Небольшой ролл.
Небольшой ролл только, да.
Борт.
Борт.
Борт небольшой ролл, ну ввести точно не надо.
Мне кажется, стей будет лучше, ведь, нет?
Может быть и нет, если прям небольшой ролл. Борт, да?
Да.
Внимательно, Женя, на свите, да. Надо чуть-чуть ролл, да, сыграть?
Да.
After coming up heavy on his last draw, his only opportunity is to take a single point. He's elected to do that by playing a little board weight, hit and roll.
Yeah, last one of the second end here. No chance to tie up the game, but certainly doesn't want to give away the steal. Trying to hold the line, but will over curl. Makes the double, but jams it. It is a steal of 2 for the Czech Republic. They double their score. Big mistake from Timofeyev, and after 2 ends of play, Czech Republic is up 4-0 over Russia.
Never before in the history of the World Men's Curling Championship has the stage been so spectacular and the backdrop so electric. A never-before opportunity to watch the best of the best on ice and soak up everything else you love about Las Vegas, including the first-ever 9-day pool party. Reserve your place in history now at LasVegasCurling.rocks. Las Vegas 2018. Your curling oasis awaits.
We're back in action. We're in the third end now. It's a 4-0 game in favor of Czech Republic. It was a tough miss for the Russians.
Yeah, that spot on the ice that intern coming home really has a tendency to move quite hard. They've been playing a little bit outside on their draw weight and a little bit heavy, and I think they hadn't quite gotten into that really curly spot on the ice inside, and just over curled a bit, ended up jamming and giving up a steal of 2, and now really up against it, down by 4. The good news is it's early in the game for the Russians, and there's 8 ends in which to make that up.
Well, Russia played Sweden in the European Championships, where they scored a 4 themselves in the first end, ended up losing out to the Swedes, so they have experience from that just a couple of weeks ago, knowing that they can do it.
I don't know that that's the best memory to take with you, but if they can spin it positively, that's fantastic.
Well, I mean, if they could do it, we can.
Yes.
Dobrá, Julka, mám stejný čas. Mám úplně stejný čas. Zadní 4!
Necháme, uvidíme. Vypadá, že je víc venku, že jde dál.
Well, there's definitely some big scores around the arena today, so feeling like maybe the competition's opened up a little bit. We did see some very cautious play in the first draw, first couple of ends. There were hardly any scores.
Yeah, and I would also say that today is the warmest day we've had. The ice might be a little different today than what they played on previously. So just a little bit warmer. You might be getting a little bit more curl right now. And I think also if you've got any kind of minor tendencies to your release, if it's a little soft, if the rotation's down a little bit, or if you get a little wide and the rotation gets up, you're going to get bit. The conditions here are really high-level professional conditions, lots of curl, lots of speed, and your release is really critical to your success on this ice.
Do you think a couple of games in, the teams are, and the players themselves are feeling more confident and comfortable with the ice, and with more confidence comes maybe more aggressive curling and more scores?
Yeah, maybe bolder choices, and definitely there's a higher level of execution for some of these teams. The more comfortable they get, the more connected they get to the conditions, and this is the draw where we may see some separation in that field that's pretty even so far. They've only got 7 games in which to finish in the top 3 to give themselves a chance at the last 2 Olympic spots in Pyeongchang next February. Today's a big day for all of these teams.
Yeah, well, half the field's at 2 wins, the other half at 1 win, and probably after this draw, you'll see a bit of a bigger gap. Some will move to 3 wins, and some will stay at 1 win.
Jo, můžeš, pojď se dál v telce.
Jasný to je. Stejná je dobrá.
Stejně to hraj.
Czech Republic quite happy to just peel guards here. He will get 1 and 2, but leaves the shooter in play. As we take a look at China playing the Netherlands, it's Jaap van Dorp, and I believe what he's trying to do here is to play a little run back and try and roll the shooter in for a second point. It's a very tough shot called by Van Dorp, but just might be possible. Would be great to score 2 back here after giving up that steal of 3 in the first end. A little bit off and on here for the young skip. Definitely on to the redstone here, but the shooter rolls a bit too far. But a score 1 nonetheless for the Dutch, still trailing by 2, playing China.
And in our feature game, Team Russia trying to take advantage of any opportunity they've got to get under a corner guard, doesn't matter what color. And with a 4-0 lead, Lukasz Klima will peel that corner guard, even if he can see a little bit of the rock in the rings.
Yep.
Ролл мне нравится.
Дро
Ролл мы
загадку
можем сделать
берет,
двойной.
будет 3 хуже, Серег. Нет. Да, согласен. Вот так еще ладно.
Борт! Вот! Свип! Свип! Линия свип! Свип до конца!
One of the strongest sweepers in the field on that rock from release to contact.
Doesn't get a big roll there. And we'll have a look at Finland playing Denmark. It's the Danes with the bundle of yellows in around the 4 and 8 foot. So just the open hit here for Aku Kausta, but surely a bit of pressure here. Cannot afford to roll very far. Intensely on this. The Finnish skip, Janne Pitko, trying to keep the rock for his skipper. Needs to stay in the forfeit here. And they will, so 1 for Finland, but will trail Denmark by 2.
And that rock just misses just in between both options, the hit and roll on top or the double for the Czech Republic.
Сюда привезем, будет дабл.
А если стей?
Стей будет дабл.
Но если мы привезем туда, нам они пробьют через этот желтый, будет 3 лучше, но 3 хуже.
А как потом левую убирать?
Это уже другой вопрос. У нас этот хуже, чем этот.
Надо ролл сыграть.
Тоже под 1 удар все будет.
А если от этого желтого
Фриз на
ролл
желтый
сыграть?
есть. Да, фриз если. Можно так.
Только если выше.
Только фриз надо угол делать туда с этой стороны.
Если сюда привезти,
Можно.
Не давал, Лёх!
просто лучше этого.
Стоп дабла не было!
Да, дабла здесь не будет.
4 фута, да?
Если на уровень, то он тебя вот так.
So after much discussion, Team Russia decides to draw into the forefoot, kind of in front of the Czech stone, half in the forefoot in the back. They went through a couple of options, the pros and cons of each for them. And really, all they need to do here in this end is secure their score of 2. And with any kind of half shot or miss, they might be able to generate 3. That's exactly where his skip asked for it.
I wonder though if there's maybe a double.
I think there is a double. I actually liked Alexei Timofeyev's first instinct to draw to the wings, put a rock out in the open spaces, kind of underneath the yellow corner guard, and hope that the Czechs make a mistake trying to hit the rock in the back of the 8 foot.
Looks like
Samice
he's got a
Lukáš,
couple of options
pometem
here.
to primárně, ale aby to tam
Ideally, you
klaplo
get
do toho
both the
červeného
reds here,
double,
but
jakoby.
if you make the double on the red and your own stone, you might stick the shooter frozen on the back
Yeah.
red.
Yeah, this is... I think, unfortunately, after much discussion, the Russians might have made a small mistake. Even said, Snittel needs to make this shot. And through some excellent execution, try and teach the Russians a lesson.
Not playing the biggest weight here. Just a good farm. Trying to bring Kitzberger into play here, but He will over curl. Does get that other double we talked about and will sit in front of the red, so not such a terrible option there.
Skillme ten. Mě říkají živější 10.
Look at that hard sweep by Kitzberger.
No. Now this looks like maybe a freeze on the shot rock.
Yeah. Now this is a path that they've played a couple of times. They saw it in the first end.
Whoa, freeze! Пока шире! Freeze! Меня будет!
See the stopwatch as well here. Usually you look around somewhere around 14 to 14 and a half for a draw. 14-7, so no wonder the sweepers are in here working. They will drag it all the way down to the yellow. Just didn't curl quite enough.
Kdybychom vyseli, můžeme zahrát tohle, ale to je triky, protože se hodně na sobě. Tohle nás je jednodušší.
Oni se potkají ty červený.
To je nějakých 8 nebo... Takhle?
Jo. On pak má ale ten double do 2.
Cože?
On má double do 2, není lepší to odpálit? Co pak má?
So I'm trying to figure out if they leave a double here to play the nose hit.
Jako za mě by bylo dobrý...
A trefit ho takhle pílem a jako navalit sem.
To by bylo super.
No, to by bylo super. Já jsem koukal, jestli náhodou nehrozí tohle, jakoby. Že se posune sem tohle, jestli se nepotkají ty červený.
Ne.
Ne, nepotkají.
Ne, nepotkají.
Ale jako tohle je super. To je o trochu lepší úhel. Na druhou stranu i ta komora mi nevadí, ať hraje double s tady tím žemem. Takže pílem...
I wonder if they're
Jakou rotaci je
trying to play this peel weight, double and roll towards the other stones then.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. The main goal is to remove that red rock from biting the button.
Takže je to outpeel?
Jo. Please stop. Whoa. Whoa.
Must be close.
Shoot it. Right.
And we'll sit right there. Now the question is, can Timofeyev make a double here, nudge that second yellow far enough and sit for 2?
Yeah, as we get a look at and see what happens here. Not a lot of movement from that shooter.
I wondered if they couldn't just roll maybe a foot to the left, even. Still doesn't look like an
not
easy
an
double.
easy double.
Что делаем-то? От какого камня ты? Сильно не получится, да, толкнуть пол камня? Он не отъедет. Так, бок, нет?
Playing this on the end turn, whatever makes sense to play it on the out.
Yeah, you might get a little bit flatter roll and move directly sideways and just push the yellow stone off the forefoot, and you might be able to get 2. But he's choosing to play it with the in turn, which actually gives him a little bit deeper of a roll, but it looks like they're going for 1.
Yeah, just a controlled way here, actually. Not really believing in the double, which did really look very hard. So just trying to make the nose hit here for 1. That's enough. So a single point on the board for Russia, but they will still trail Czech Republic by 3. Score after 3 ends is 4-1 for the home favorites.
Хорошая линия.
Третий. Четвертый. Просто контроль. Третий.
Welcome back to the Olympic qualification event 2017 here in Pilsen, Czech Republic. We're in the Kossuth Arena. You're listening to myself, Sander Rolvagen, Olympian and All-Star, and Swiss Hell, giving you live coverage from this excellent game between Russia and Czech Republic, although the Czechs up by 3, looking to run away with it, but many ends to go.
Yeah, still a lot of game left. Russia does need to string together a couple of good shots, and I think make a little bit better shot selection on rock placement in order to come back in this game and take advantage of the time they've got left. The Czech team wasting no time and putting one right in the rings. That 3-point lead and last rock advantage. They don't need to risk putting anything in front of the rings. They know Russia's going to have to go for a steal, so they know what Russia will, the choices they'll make. The question for the Czech Republic, now that there's a couple of center guards up, is where do they put the next one? I think the double peel is available on those center guards, just hitting a quarter of a rock, maybe half a rock. That will be available for the second player. Jindřich Kitzberger having a nice tournament at 84%. Is asked to put a second rock right on top of the first one. Sweepers relatively unconcerned, but regarding speed, might be a little heavy. The spot curls so much, weight comes right off it, and Kitzberger has a really nice shot. Team Russia's goal is clear. They're going to need a guard. They're going to need to steal a point.
Artur Rajabov playing 82% for the week so far. At the threshold, 80 mark maybe. As a player, I know some players don't really care about numbers too much, but you feel that even the ones that say that, they have a look.
That they do maybe take a glance at the statistics. Most players do know what the statistics are because they can teach you something about your game, about your shot selection, about your strengths, and maybe where you need to put a little more energy or focus for your own personal game. But really, the only stat that matters at the end of the week is the win-loss column. And sometimes it's not how many you make, it's which ones you make.
I think I'd rather be playing 60% and win the tournament.
Yes, and
oh,
just sneaks by. Now's an opportunity, I think, for Russia to throw another long guard here. It's a good look. Almost gets the unlucky bounce. But just a little kiss and through the back of the rings. Nice double peel by Martin Schnittel.
Линия поуже. Думаю, сам. Четвертый гард. Не-не-не, четвертый. Поднять вообще не надо. 4-5. Это сильно. Линия уже. 4-5. Норма вес. 24-25. Линия уже. Все, сам доедет.
So they're just going to let this rock come to rest as long as possible, as high up in the field of play.
Может, снимем?
Мне кажется, еще один.
Еще один гард?
Ну да, тут надо решать уже, потому что игра так.
Сам. A myslím, že kdyby zůstal na jedničce a ukázal tedle,
Tak ho trefíme.
tak
Jednička je daleko.
bych hrál tedle.
Jo, souhlas. A když se stane do toho kříže, že by byl na této straně centroliny, tak bych ho zkoušel. Ten kříž takhle asi ne.
Хорошая линия.
5-й.
5-й.
5-6.
5-й. 5,5-6.
До конца сам.
Состой гард, Фред. 5,5.
Нормально, нормально.
Пусть помирает. Лех, надо, наверное, снять в
Да,
следующем
да,
моменте,
да,
пробовать
да, да,
нападать.
Я с тобой полностью
А
солидарен.
то игра закончится.
Да,
сейчас.
да, да.
OK.
Tohle už vyjde.
A nebo ven úplně.
Nebo ven.
That guard slips a little deep into the field of play.
Vlastně v pohodě, viď?
And we'll allow Lukáš Klima
Děláme to hezky.
to try a double peel.
Jo.
Yep.
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 Hard. Hard.
Není kam.
And Jets hits a little too much of the object rock.
Mi přišlo, že jsme byli jako celou dobu vevnitř.
Byli jsme úzký z ruky.
Sticks around.
Byl úzký odraz. A
Пока вот это все-таки, наверное.
Он стримит гард.
А?
Иди подойди, хочешь.
Просто если мы завезем, и он сделает ран, то все, игра закончится. Тебе не нравится?
Давай пробьем. Просто зачем мы тогда гард ставили?
Мне кажется, можно завести уж, попробуй, что.
Мы дождались ошибки, в принципе.
Или завезем?
Мне нравится вести.
Вести?
Давай, ставь.
Russia's in another discussion and a pivotal moment in this end. I mean, all of their shot selection until now has been about setting up center guards in order to create the steal. There's 2 rocks in front of the rings. They finally settled on trying to go around them, which I think sticks to the game plan. It's respectful of what your goal of the end was. This rock is being worked very hard. It's curling just a ton.
Oh,
And just feathers the top guard.
Хоть что-нибудь.
Мать твою.
Калос получился.
they certainly gave it their all. Just couldn't quite squeak it past the guard.
Stej asi dobrý. Tam by to
Now the
mělo
Czech
fungovat
Republic will
normálně,
be able
tady
to
si to-
make a hit here in set 3. That'll be interesting to see,
What choices come then?
yeah, how much of a risk Russia will take.
With only 2 rocks left, it will be a tough decision.
Ne, ne. Ne, 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 ne.
Je rychlejší.
Ne, ne, ne. Rovná,
Maybe
dlouhá,
a touch
široká.
wide
nevím, ale
on this one. Not touching it.
Yeah, just flip that out a little bit.
So it's really the same situation again for Russia, and the call for the draw is made again. As we take a look at Denmark, it's Rasmus Stjerne. Looks like he might have a
8-5 нормально будет.
maybe a double here
Как обычно.
to score quite a few points. He's been playing well so far this week, looking like him his old self. Just needs to squeeze past the guard. He does. 1 and 2. Spills one of his own, but sits for 3. And Denmark will be up 6-1. Perfect game plan so far. A couple of threes up there and a force. Denmark starting to look hot. As we see Timofeev come around these guards again. This one not being worked as hard by the sweepers.
Yeah, it's also looking somewhat hot.
Очень много. 14-0, вот сюда.
Past the guard by quite a bit. So just waiting for the line, now trying to drag it in closer to the center line. Just back a 4.
And that ends up in an okay spot. I mean, he's going to have another chance at that draw. Now he knows exactly how to ice it and how to throw it. His sweepers have seen it now. This would be the 3rd time in a row.
Hodně rychlá.
And this is not an automatic shot for Jiří Snitl. This spot's a little tricky. If you pop it wide, put a little extra rotation, it will run quite straight.
What's the tolerance here? Better off taking the guard off and then
I think playing it
everything
tight.
altogether.
Playing it tight would be the tolerance, but again, if you play it tight, then you're going to sit right in the back of the forefoot and give very clear backing to Team Russia.
Nikdy, já jsem úplně vedle, nemám co. Já jedu kolem.
This one's wide, really wide.
Kolem.
And it's just going to go sailing past, leaving Russia a chance to come around and sit two. We talked about it, that was not the tolerance.
Yeah,
Surely be better off opening up the center line here.
Yeah, it's just a very delicate little spot. It is. You know what it is? The ice is very beautiful here. It is very true to your release. If you're soft, it's going to move really hard out of your hand and you're not going to be able to hold the line. If you pop it out, you're not going to be able to save it with a ton of curl at the end. And a great opportunity for Alexei Timofev and his team from Russia
Big sweep
to
here.
make an excellent draw.
Off should be close here. Looking pretty happy with it. Just want to come past the guard and now settle down. Don't want to come too deep and leave Snitl to draw for one. Top four. Really good draw there by the Russian skip. That's certainly putting some pressure on the Czechs.
You might have wanted to sweep that into the button a little bit. Once you had great line, you knew it was going to sit above the tee line.
And maybe just half a foot further makes this draw virtually impossible for Jiří Snitl, but he'll still be able to come around here, just snag a piece of the button for the one, but it's a tough draw.
Opět 2 na 4 stopách, kousnem buton. Kolik mám házet? 10?
10. Myslím, že dobrá.
So here we go, last stone of the fourth end. Facing two Russian counters with that 3-point lead. Doesn't want to give that up. And Snitl, Kitzberger on the broom. Klima at the house, calling line. A little bit hot, trying to get to the backstone here maybe to cut them down to one. That is what will happen. Russia though with a steal here. No claw back. But after 4 ends of play, the Czech Republic will still lead it 4-2.
Super rozehraný, pak úplně zkažený. Dobrý, super. Musíme hrát ty druhý půlky dobře, ty první půlky jsou dobře.
Never before in the history of the World Men's Curling Championship has the stage been so spectacular and the backdrop so electric. A never-before opportunity to watch the best of the best on ice and soak up everything else you love about Las Vegas, including the first-ever 9-day pool party. Reserve your place in history now at LasVegasCurling.rocks. Las Vegas 2018, your curling oasis awaits.
Well, Russia might be feeling all better now with that steal and one in the fourth end, or just kind of clawing back a little bit here, but still down by 2, so they'll try and produce some of the same. get some center guards in play here and maybe steal another one before halftime.
Yeah, and I think once Russia committed to the game plan and they weren't going back and forth between tactics and options and defense and offense, they really were able to put something together. They had a clear plan. They were down by quite a few points. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. I really hope that they stick with that.
OK, no, tak pojďme hrát. Corner. Aspoň za ně zajedem pak.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
So Kitzberger coming up a bit short, ends up putting up a corner guard instead of the called shot into the rings. But the team says that's all right, Jindřich. You'll go around it next time.
Артур! Сам третий. Ничего, 3-4.
Артур. Артур, может. Серег, помоги. Давай. Еще сводить надо. Давай. Поддерживай.
Слышишь?
Вес супер. Видишь, не давали, когда далеко. Širší. Široký.
Zadní 4. Zadní 4.
Široký. Pořád široký. Jo, můžem. Martine, přidej se.
Zadní 4, dílka je zadní 4. Jenom Lukáš. Jestli musíš, jenom Lukáš hezky zajíždí.
Oh, nice throw around the corner this time. As we take a look at Lu Rei with the last rock for China, up by 2 on the Dutch boys. It's just an open hit for 1 here. Placed 4th at the Olympics in Sochi. He'll be dying to get back to the Olympic Games.
Oh, that was a bit of an awkward slide. He got up on the hog line a little bit quickly, pulled his hand back, pushed the rock out.
And this won't curl enough. Just take off one of the yellows, roll out. So Netherlands will steal 1. So they steal, and it's a bit of a tighter scoreline now. China up still though, 3-2.
And Russia, a little bit of a textbook setup here. Tight guard, long guard, and the draw around to full 4-foot.
Very nice draw there. You know, second players historically been known as the one to throw the big weight, but so often that, especially that first shot to set it up, especially for the steals, really important.
Yeah, rocks at the second. I mean, that's where you really decide how much offense and how much defense you're going to play. If you want to be really aggressive, drawing on your second stones is the way to call the end. Looking for a double peel off the high one. And
Okay, fine.
Doesn't work out.
Martin Sneitel having a bit of a struggle this week. Statistically, he's at the very bottom for second players. Still quite a lot of time to turn that around. Had a pretty good game yesterday, so might be on the way up. Just a bit unlucky there.
Yeah, that is a bit unlucky. That high of an angle, that deep of a run back. If you needed to make that run back, it'd be a really tough shot to call.
So less pressure on Russia too, because there's no check stones in the house. You can just keep guarding with no worries. It's looking really good. Replacing that even better this time.
Yeah.
Tohle je takhle.
Usually Sneitel saying, well, you don't want to play the intern here. If you catch it too thin, it jams on the corner, spins back onto the center line. So
yep.
good eye from the Czech skip.
Yeah, and nice reassurance to the thrower so that they are really on board with the shot you're calling.
Fine.
Ooh, and he does get the double peel that time, but he leaves his shooter out front.
Yeah, I don't think that was the call.
No, it was not. Russia's going to want to replace that tight guard.
Makes this shot just slightly harder, though, just having to come around. You'll be a little wary of not crashing on the guard, but at the same time, you don't want to keep it too open.
Yeah, the guard being very high.
That looks to me like maybe a bit of a safe throw there.
Yeah, it was safe ice, I think. You don't want to get too tight. You touch that center guard, your end is over.
Now maybe a chance for the Czechs to play the run back on the Redstones. Can they see enough?
Yeah, I think they can see enough, but likely it leaves their shooter there, and it still gives Russia a couple of rocks to draw behind.
Já bych hrál ty červený jenom, protože jsou blízko u sebe, ale Jirka chce hrát ten kříž teďka. Takže to je přesně naopak. Jenom je to strašně daleko od sebe.
Well, the broom's not up yet, so maybe Lukáš Klima wanting a look from the hack first.
Nemám s tím problém. OK.
Takže?
Ten kříž!
And it will be the double peel on the guards instead.
Okay, so he decides he does not see enough. I think the good news is if he makes his double peel, I think he picks the rock off the forefoot.
Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Well, let's see, 1 and 2. Close.
Oh,
very
just
close.
misses it.
But leaves everything in the open now. Very good shot by Lukáš Klima.
Yeah, that was a nice call.
Still the shot stone in there for Russia. They'll just have to try and guard it.
Шестой начало. Близкий будет.
Ничего страшного. Главное, чтобы гад.
Пусть садится. Еще может перевалить еще.
Я щетку поставил вот просто на 30
Руками, Лёх, просто. 90.
Well, we'll have another look at Lou Ray. This time an open hit again, but for 2. That'd be nice to pick up a deuce here before halftime for Team China. Undercurled the shot in the fourth end for 1. And again, maybe just flicking this out because sweepers are not on it. Needing to curl. Just not going to get there. And I think just barely moving that Yellowstone far enough to score the single. So, a couple of shaky throws from the Chinese skip. But one point on the board. It's a 4-2 game. Halftime.
Oh, and just a missed sweep call on our feature game. And an unhappy Lukáš Klima. Just getting his frustration out. Reassured by his front end.
Yeah, actually ends up tapping that stone into the rings. Makes the blank very unlikely. I think Russia will just try and replace the center guard.
Absolutely.
Yes. Пятый. Леня норма. Пятый. Так. Леня норма. Делай вес, 25. Леня, отлично.
Легко, легко, легко.
Линия!
And a great shot. Really nicely placed guard.
Хорош. 18-57. 25, да. Хорош, хорош.
Já jsem byl širší a vlastně točil.
Šel se dozvíš, že jsme kvůli
Takže bych se toho nebál nějak, jakože to nepůjde. Co to bude tak?
Might have liked it a little bit tighter, closer to the rings,
Já jsem neslyšel žádný čas.
but
Nevím. Chtěl jsem hrát 70,
still in a nice spot.
ale nevím.
It's tough to get the right length. I mean, you come too tight, the run back is made easier. Too long, they could come around. There's not too much room for error on those cards.
Yeah, the nice thing about this spot right in the center of the guard zone, you can see it right there, is that if Yiji Snittle makes this little tap around, Russia will have a little hit and roll and still be able to be under cover of their own stone. And this is a really tricky shot. So Russia really upping the pressure on the Czech Republic team.
70, hej, čistí. Jem. Yep. Wow. Jem. Jem. Wow. Jem. Wow. Wow. Oh. To je obrovský.
Just overswept this one, and it's right past everything. You know, when you just listen to the skip in the vice there, it sounded pretty close. They were on it early and let it go, but in the end, just not even making contact. Was it maybe more weight than the vice was thinking?
Yeah, I mean, in order to get around that stone and get to nose or to tap it like that, you really needed to throw just the amount of weight to move the rock through the rings. And, I mean, that was all the way to the board, the weight of that shot. And I don't know if that was communicated from the sweepers, that it might be a little heavy, because the third Lukas Klima was definitely yelling sweep. And that could be a bit of a flashback to his last shot where his wrecked on the guard, but he threw much less weight. He threw back line weight.
The question in my mind was, did he even have to kill that rock? I mean, could he not just have pushed it to the back of the ring? There's already a red stone top of the 12, the blank side of the question.
Yeah.
Is it not more important to just try and get the shooter in play?
Yeah, and really you're just trying to open up your space into the rings.
Now a great shot by Russia, coming around, nibbly 8 foot. This will be a tough draw now for Czech Republic to score their single.
Yeah, it's a tough draw through a staggered port, and this is actually a spot on the ice that hasn't been played yet this game. This out-turn draw, they have not seen. And it's not one that's thrown a ton in the practice time. So this is not an automatic kind of draw to the button.
Well, Yiji Snittle was facing 2 in the 4th end. Was able to cut them down to 1. Has a bit more room for this one, but as Anne says, it's a bit of an unknown path. And now it's 3 counters in the house for Russia. Last stone, 5th end. Pressure's on. Yiji Snittle. Martin Snittle putting up in the air early. And then back on it, so looks pretty close.
Looks close. The line looks nice.
Sit right in the button here, but this one looking perhaps a little bit hot. Glukov out to sweep, can drag it past the 4 foot, but not the 8 foot, but still that's a steal of 1 again for Russia. And they're really clawing their way back. So after 5 ends of play, it's a 4-3 lead for Czech Republic, but Russia fighting back. Russia plays the Czech Republic. The Czech scores 2 in the first end. This is Timofeyev. He knows hit to score the single point, but will over curl and leaves 2 yellow counters. Czech Republic steals 2 and are up by 4 after only 2 ends of play. In the third end, the Czechs are lying to Timofeyev, not thinking the double's on, so just playing the controlled hit to score the single point. And in the fourth end, Russia flying 2 before Jiří Snitel's last rock, having to draw edge a button here. It just comes up a little bit hot, but down onto the backing. But a steal 1 for Russia. These are the other scores in the Kossuth Arena this afternoon. China 4-2 up on the Netherlands. We have Germany leading 3 shots to 2 on Italy. Denmark looking very much in control with 6-2 over Finland.
Лучше так же по-нашему воровской.
First 4 rocks just a little bit clearer, faster I mean, and then leaves more time for the second 4 to discuss. We're just saying Lukash's second there, Martin, probably should have been a double. I mean, you know, the other rocks this far away from the 12, if you touch it, it's in the 4 foot, it's a force for sure, there's no blank anymore. If you double those, it's blank for sure. If you get 1, it's probably a blank anyway. Still a small chance of 2. We need to talk about this stuff. We need to play a little bit quicker with the first 4 rocks, so the second 4 rocks will have more time. If there's a triple there, try and triple. Okay? Don't pick doubles. If there's a triple on guards, try the triple. These 2 are the best 2 middle here right now. So give them 4.
Certainly sounds like Brian Gray had some input for the Czechs here. As we take a look at some of the numbers, see Russia playing 81%. They've certainly played really well from the third end. At least that 4th and 5th, they've just been making everything, and of course then also stealing a couple of points. So that's really the difference here. Russia struggling with some hits early on, but now making all their draws. It'll be interesting to see how this develops, if Russia will continue to add the pressure, or if they now are feeling a little defensive again with the tight line score. But it's certainly been working out for them, throwing those double center guards and getting draws into the forfeit. Been able to ask the question of Czech Republic. It's been working so far. Now the teams are quite ready to get back on the ice for the 6th end. Well, clearly some fans have been here from early this morning to catch all the action. Tough days in curling, long days, lots of games to watch. Why not have a bit of a snooze in the halftime? And now get ready for the 6th as we see Russia get ready to throw the first stone here. If you're just joining us, this is the Olympic qualification event 2017 in Pilsen, Czech Republic. 2 of these teams in this field will make it to the Olympic Games in Pyeongchang. in just a few months' time. So it's all to play for. And I think Russia was looking for another center guard to try and force the issue again, but this one will slip into the forfeit. It'll be interesting to see if Czech Republic stays defensive or if they're looking to score a 2 back here after giving up a couple of steals. The first call was the hit, and that is the final call too. Good game by Indrich Kitzberger. Just make the nose hit here. What do you think of this? And would you, as a team, you'd be giving up a couple of steals, would you maybe throw that corner, try and score 2 back and take control again? Or does this make sense to keep it all open now?
Well, you would think that maybe after that 5th end break that you would be able to just kind of come together, regroup, get back on the same page, and say, hey, we've got the hammer, it's the home end, it's the second half of the game, we're winning. And kind of build your confidence that way. I know things haven't gone well for them, but they've gotten a little caught between tactics, right? They've lost their way a little bit and got a little unlucky with some of the outcomes. So being so defensive, but you know, maybe they feel they need a break, maybe they need to keep it simple. The other factor that I'm not sure of is exactly where their time clocks are at. Did they spend too much time in the first half, and now they'd like to keep things simple, play quickly, lower the level of difficulty, get a couple of successes, move through an end or two with some speed.
Well, I could just overhear Coach Brian Gray telling the Czechs to be a little quicker throwing those first 4 rocks, allowing a little more time for the back end to throw their rocks. So it could be an issue for them. As we saw Russia come all the way down into the house. I was a little uncertain about the call, if they were looking for the freeze or actually a center guard.
I think they were looking for the freeze on that on lead second rock. You know, the unfortunate situation for Russia would be that when the game plan was very clear and they were going hard for the steal, they were making the right choices and having confidence in those choices and executing them. So with that rock slipping into the rings, they had a little bit of trouble, a little bit of disappointment that their game plan had to change. But look at that. Now we've got a wide open house, and they may have pushed the hammer for another end.
We'll have a look at China, Netherlands this time. It's Jaap van Dorp with the last rock. Looks like China are lying 2. This will just be a draw for 1.
Do kruhu. Zatím vypadá 12-8. Zatím furt 12.
A bit off and on here for the Dutch boys. Wanting this to settle down, needing a good piece of the forfeit. Just want to swing in here and settle down. Looks pretty good there from Jaap van Dorp. 1 for Netherlands, but China leads it 4-3. Meanwhile, I think that corner guard slipped into the rings.
Yeah, it's pretty common in this 6th end that the ice just gets a little bit quicker after the break. And the weights that worked in the first half of the game all of a sudden are traveling about 6 feet to 7 feet further in this one end.
To samý hraješ nebo na druhou stranu?
Hraju na stejnou stranu a bude to guard.
Jo.
Tohle je guard.
Ještě
15.
2, OK.
Tři! Sám tři!
Hezký směr.
Sám tři, podle mě. Co myslíš?
Jo, 3. Na konci bych ho pak lehce přiměl.
A když tak já spíš asi. A podle mě 3.
Asi ty.
Pavel, že je daleko ještě.
Že se ten let dost zrychlil, nebo je to jenom představa moje?
Je to veliký od
The
Martina
guard
za mě.
will
Prostě,
just
jo.
stop in time, but
It's still pretty deep. Russia can hit and roll onto the rings with that rock slipping so deep.
Воу! Поднять! Легко! Поднять!
Sergei Glukov's statistics are a little one-sided. He had to struggle the first couple ends. Oh, now we get a look at the time clocks.
17 and a half, so should be all right.
It should be all right. I mean, ideally you'd like about 19 minutes at the break, and that's likely what they had, so they were right on time.
You do have that timeout as well to use.
Yeah, you hate to use the timeout merely to manage the clock. The timeout would be great to be used for its intended purpose, which is really sharing information with your coach and making a shot selection or bringing your team onto the same page if there's some maybe different philosophies at a certain point in the game. Just making sure your tactics are all in line with your goals.
Поднять!
Tohle nebyl moc jako čitelný, já jsem byl velký odraz.
Jo. To mělo být dobrý.
3.
Měre fajn!
Hrajeme dozadu.
No, tak to případě musíme
So this wide open game on the sixth end here gives Lukáš Klima a chance to practice his draw weight.
OK.
Stačí
Fajn,
Martine.
dobrý.
While our teams are just trading stones, we'll take a look at Rasmus Stjarna in a bit of trouble here with that 4-point lead. Doesn't want to give up a big steal to Finland here. Looks like perhaps a double to score the one. Taking 0 ice, just throwing the heat down the sheet, and gonna have 1 and 2. That will do, and it's 1 for Denmark. That's an important shot for the Danish skip. 7-2 now after 5 ends. They're looking in control.
Slabý! Поднять!
Timofeyev will just roll out here, leaving nothing in play.
Без шансов на свал вообще. Все хорошо было. Kde má být?
Tam.
Jo.
A těch zadních posunul správně, nebo chceš týle?
To je správně.
Takže je to za 10.
Za 10.
So we had a nice look at Alexei Timofeyev taking a long look at the scoreboard. It's always a good thing to do. Remind yourself where you are, what the score is. I know it sounds simple, but teams forget. Edi Snittel having a tough game right now. Needs to remind himself that he's winning and he has the hammer. Makes a nice shot here.
Yes. Легко. Воу. Воу.
О, поднять, поднять.
Ничего, поднять. Небольшой ролл налево.
And Alexei Timofev executes a nice simple takeout.
And it's all down to Jiří Snetel to play the hit and run here and blank the end. We've had no blanks so far in the game. This will be a first.
8 je fajn. Budeme hrát 8, Martine, v té rovné
Keeping it
stopě.
clean here. Looking to now hit the red, roll out, leave nothing in the house, blank end, and with that retain the last one advantage for the next end. Brother Martin Snetel on the sweep here, but looks pretty good as it's coming down. We'll peel it, roll out, and there we have it. No score. So it's still all the same. Czech Republic, 4-3 after 6.
Never before in the history of the World Men's Curling Championship has the stage been so spectacular and the backdrop so electric. A never-before opportunity to watch the best of the best on ice and soak up everything else you love about Las Vegas, including the first ever 9-day pool party. Reserve your place in history now at LasVegasCurling.rocks. Las Vegas 2018, your curling oasis awaits.
Хорошая линия.
Третий. Просто контроль. Поднять. Третий сам. 3-4.
The blank end, it's Russia to start once more.
Нет, шестой нет, наверное, мне кажется.
Точно.
Надо было раньше.
Came off on the wrong foot. Down 4-0 after 2 ends, but picked up 3 consecutive singles. They're really back in it here, although the Czechs have that 1-point lead and the hammer.
Я надеялся, что остановится.
Yeah, and they're going to try and use it. Having Jindřich Kitzberger. Actually, they're drawing right into the rings. This is where he came up short in the 5th end, and ultimately set up a scenario where Russia stole its 2nd point in a row. And the rock hangs on back there in the corner.
Поднять. 4-й. 4-5. Поднять. Бери.
Поднять.
Наедет на что-нибудь.
Хорошая
4-й.
линия.
Садится.
Линия супер.
4-3. 4.
Все, сам. Сейчас давали.
Ждать.
Хороший вес.
Он сам давали.
4-5.
Ждать.
Хорош.
And another pair of near perfect tight guard, long guard from Team Russia. You know, I wonder why the Czech team doesn't try the tick shot at some point. If they want to just play a little cautious or defensive. I've yet to see them call that shot.
Is it because a lot of teams just feel it's reserved for the last end?
Maybe, but it sure is a useful shot almost at any end. You can set yourself up for 2 corners. You can take a great guard and make it, you know, by your opposition, you can make it into your own great guard. So.
Could they not just come around and take control of the forefoot?
They absolutely could.
Maybe by drawing to the wing, they're keeping the blank in mind here. That was the initial thought. Of course, 2 center guards up now could be difficult.
Yeah, and this one's slipping just a little bit deep.
Yeah, not quite the execution from Rajabov that we saw 2 ends ago, where you just put it right on the top of the lid behind those center guards. But is it maybe just for shot stone, you think?
It is for shot stone.
Martin Sneetel will just be on the top guard here. And Russia, again, will just replace center guard. We've seen this for a couple of ends now. But at some point, they're going to have to come around that guard and try and sit 2.
But as long as they get a lot of separation and make the double peel really challenging, Russia should have a nice opportunity to put another stone under cover. Keep the pressure on the Czech team.
Some people might be watching and thinking, well, why don't Russia come into the forfeit right now, into the red, and sit 2? Why
it's too early.
These guards?
It's too early. I mean, you're on seconds rocks. At this point, you want the Czech team to spend a little bit of time out in front of the rings, waste a couple of stones, and then choose your moment where you come in under your center guard and
Let's take a look at Germany. They're playing Italy. It's all tied at 3 in this 7th end. And it's Alexander Baumann, skip of Germany, with a control takeout into the forfeit here. Trying to get to the inside. He's maybe hoping for more than 1, but it's just a single point there for Germany. They'll be up 4-3 after 7 ends of play.
Okay, 4-4.
Now Sergei Glukov is throwing a long center guard, but this one running just a little deep and will maybe make that double a tad easier now for the Czechs.
yeah, now this is a really dangerous situation for Russia with the corner guard up on the 2 Czech stones in the rings. A good double peel will put a lot of pressure onto Russia and how they decide to handle it.
Yep.
Oh, and just really unlucky. Lukas Klima ends up making the double peel and double peeling his own from the rings.
Or was he not looking to catch the other side of the first one?
Yeah.
Slashing it, so
yeah,
you could say unlucky, but...
Yeah, he did overcurl a little bit. Boy, you're tough, center. It still is a tough shot to call the double peel and double pick off the side of the rings, no matter what the angle.
Well, all of a sudden, a chance for Russia to come around and lie 3. The force, at least, very much in play, but maybe also another steal. That would tie the game.
And they're waiting. This rock has quite a bit of curling to do. Looking a little bit better now. And ends up in a really nice spot.
That time.
Se kouknu, vidím.
Prostě do volna.
Pozor. Pozor.
Že na komoru shot nejsi.
Na komoru nezahraju.
Co?
Komoru nezahraju ani.
Ale komora je k ničemu.
Ale já ji nezahraju, takže je to jedno. Hek. Hek nebo 11?
Že 11.
Tak co?
Třetina, to je na 11 málo.
Tak hraj hek.
Hek.
Fajn.
Okay, hack is the call.
Jenom 11 a hek je vteřina.
The universal language of curling.
I think in Russian you could call it kolotka. But I'm not
It
sure
would
if
be
I
interesting if the Czech team used the Russian term.
not sure if I remember that right, but well, I guess we can try and pay attention to when the Russians play.
Yep.
Hut.
Yep.
Hut.
Yep.
So looking to make a play on the top stone here.
On the
Try-
guard for sure.
Hut. Hut.
No. Oh, they just
Yep.
got
Martin,
a great
Martin,
shot.
Martin.
Yeah, I think that was the plan all along.
Yeah, that was a great shot.
Because now they're sitting shot stone in the open, and Russia might have to attend to it.
Yeah, at this point, they are no longer down by 4 points. It's only one. And a good hit and roll is a great opportunity for Russia to set up a force. And the steal is still in play for them.
Нормально, мне кажется, нормально.
Он не будет, думаешь, если мы ставим проблему, он будет влезть?
Основное задание ролл, да?
Да, заходишь на броску. Ну, стой тоже хорошо, держи на стейс.
Вот именно он.
We'll have China playing the Netherlands. It's Skip Luray facing just the one Dutch catcher, as is doing a very thorough job of cleaning the running ban of his stone and then composing himself for this draw for the single point. He was known for drawing the pin on every single pre-game practice at the Olympics in Sochi. I feel like this should be his bread and butter right here.
Yeah, and he's had some execution troubles the last couple of ends in a row on takeouts.
This draw too looking a little bit hot. It's nowhere close by Liu Ray. It's starting to fall off for the Chinese team. It's tied now at 4 each, as the Dutch will steal one. And back in our sheet, we saw a bit of an over curl.
Yeah, maybe never quite got out to the broom on Skip Timofeyev's first shot. They were swooping it the entire way from release to contact. And now the Czech team has a chance to set up a Skip's deuce.
Mělo by to být za 10 tady. Takhle dopředu. Deset?
10, fajn.
Okay.
Cože?
10. 10 hezky hraná.
A jak jsi ubral, chlup?
It's time for Jirisne to lead his team to a couple of points.
Dobrá, Julka! Julka je fajn! Nemusíme, Julka je super! My nemusíme!
Čekej!
My nemusíme! Je to až do 4!
Čekej! Čekej! Ještě čekej!
We'll have the stopwatch up here, 14-2. That should be pretty close. It's around where we've been this week. Just back at tee. Not sure if that's fully buried either. He's hoping to maybe stop 2 feet shorter there.
Yeah, but he is shot stone, and it's in a really good spot. But it's in such a good spot that I think Alexei Timofev will freeze to it.
Well, if Freeze could set them up for steal here, and we'll have the clock on Timofev as well, so maybe looking at around 14-5 with a bit of sweeping. This is, I'm not sure if he stopped that clock in time, to be honest, but this is looking pretty close. Well, that's a good draw, and that's a good sweep, and that's a good team shot by Russia altogether. Beautiful stone placement.
Really just a fantastic sweep by those two gentlemen. They knew all the way, working hard. Now they get a little bit of a rest. Here you go. Power sweeping. Perfect line. Great carry. Right down to the face of the Czech stone. And now, Yuri Snittel will need the same exact shot. Cover part of the pin for a score of 1.
Yeah, it's the last stone here, 7th end. He's been faced with a couple of tough draws so far in the game. Hasn't really made them. It'd be good to make one now. If not, it's a tied ball game.
A little heavy.
This
might grab the slide path. Nope.
It's optimistic, and it's going to be one for Russia. Another steal, and Russia has pulled back here. It's a tied game after 7 ends.
Шестой скорее, да, шестой, легко. Сип. Сип.
Well, look at that scoreboard. Czech Republic up by 4 after 2 ends, and Russia just been fighting back ever since, and now it's tied. Incredible.
Yeah, really just absolutely excellent shots by the Russian team, and a little bit of half execution and some misses out of the Czech Republic has put us back at square one. Took 7 ends to get here, but we're back to 0-0. And now we see the Czech Republic team going for the corner guard. It's now tied. They have the hammer. They know they need to make a move. I really like this. Change in kind of attitude and...
Yeah, well, it's the 8th end. Makes sense to score here, doesn't it? Because with 3 ends to go, if both teams scores with the last stone, Czech Republic scoring twice, Russia's only scoring once. So if you score even just a 1 here, Russia scores 1 in 9th. It's a tied game coming home with last draw.
Yeah, I mean, the math is definitely supportive of that, but I think even bigger than the statistics and the math on this. It is kind of the attitude that you are bringing to the situation. The momentum and control of this game is clearly with Team Russia. You need to move it. You need to do that in a couple of different ways. Obviously, shot execution, shot selection, but some of the tactics that you've been employing, some of the more conservative tactics, are not working for you. It might be time to get a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, it seemed like the Czechs just been maybe running a bit scared after that 4-point lead.
Yeah, and once Russia clearly knew what they wanted to accomplish, they've had no trouble doing it. It's when the early ends where they were a little caught between shots and a little caught between, are we going to be aggressive, are we going to be defensive, that they had some trouble and some doubt in their execution. But once they've made the commitment to stealing and keeping control of the center of the rings, they've had all success.
What surprised me is just that the Czechs have just been drawing to the wing, allowing Russia to put the center guards and come around and take control of the forefoot, and then they've just been on the back foot every end. And unless they've been able to make a double or a triple, you know, they'll be faced with a couple of Russian counters with the last rock. And of course, Jiří Sneedl hasn't quite been able to execute either. So just those two things.
Yeah, this is a great moment for a discussion.
Yeah, do you go again or just hit that open yellow? Well, we've talked about Jiří maybe not executing his final shots. Lou Ray also is having a bit of troubles after stealing at 3 in the first end. They've sort of let the Dutch boys back in the game. This looks like it's a draw for 2. So, you know they're scoring 1 here, but they would love to pick up a deuce here in the 8th and see if Lou Ray can adjust his draw weight. Came up deep in the 7th to give up a steal. Sweeper's on it this time. A bit off and on. And they overcooked it. Back on, so looking pretty good here. Finally. There's a good one from Lou Ray. And it's 2 on the boards for the Chinese. They'll be up 6-4 after 8 tenths of play. And it does look like Russia will make an aggressive call here. Well, Artur Rajabov is playing 93% on his draw, so why not?
Take advantage of that comfort, that confidence. And after quite a bit of discussion, they ended up deciding to play this turn. I think it was a nice way to play that shot. I think they wanted that to be into the 12-foot, maybe, biting the rings.
Again, it's the Czech Republic having to play these run backs and running guards off.
Up. Whoa. Whoa. Okay.
And that may be the difference maker right here. This battle, this matchup at second. Rajabov clearly taking it in both categories, draws and hits and overall percentage. He's got the head-to-head matchup.
Линия шире.
Чуть добавил.
Третий. Линия шире. Третий, четвертый.
But the statistics are only numbers on a piece of paper. Back to, it's not necessarily how many you make, it's which ones. And right now Russia needs Arthur Razovov to make a real good guard here.
О, все довалил.
And he does.
Pojď. Tak to budu já. Netuším. Pravděpodobně trefuješ první.
Trefuješ ho relativně málo, tak nahoru.
Jo. Jako jen takhle?
Takhle. Yep. Yep.
So Martin Snittle gets a chance to make the double peel again. And this time, no problem. And no unlucky clip of his own stone in the rings. It's going to feel a little bit of relief there. There's the contact, and the rock slides through the back of the rings safely.
Yeah, definitely makes it tougher to guard this now. Line's going to have to be pretty perfect. But we're actually going to play the hit now that
yeah, they feel
no
that
guards
it's
up front.
time. They feel it's time to eliminate that potential second point in the back of the rings.
That makes sense, though. I mean, if they just half missed a guard here, the Czechs could come around and play the hit and sit two.
Yeah, and Sergei Glubov has really picked up his game. Early on, we were seeing very low numbers.
Yep. Já jsem měl teda 10,5 místo heku.
11 jsme hlásili, no.
10,6. Okay.
Right at release. Sweeping hard to hold the line for this shot. Oh, and they do not. Just never got out to the broom there as we take a look in over at sheet D.
Yeah, looks, I'm not even quite sure what they're playing here, to be honest. Running that corner guard back, I wonder. Looks like the call. It's a tough one. It's just not going to curl enough for Rasmus Jarnett. And is it going to tap another red up? No. It's just a one for Finland, but they've been able to fight back as well with that 3 and 6 and now a steal. So Denmark maybe not in so much control as we thought.
But
yeah, and with that critical miss on third, second stones, Russia in it now. Freezing under a corner guard. Nice draw by Lukas Klima.
Oh, he made an excellent freeze in the 7th end.
Yeah, he's going to need one now. Sweeper's on it right away. This spot curls so hard.
Sweepers maybe took some of the curl out of it, but in the end maybe actually swept it a few inches too much. Did have that tiniest little rub. Probably be better if they sat a foot shorter there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that poor communication?
Yeah, I think it's just excitement, right? You know, you're holding it for line. You know how much it curls in that spot. You might have seen a little like less weight off the hand of your skip, and just want to get after it right away. And then at some point, you just put a little too much power into your sweep, drag it a little too far, and lose the line a little bit.
You see the comparison for the skips here. Clearly, Jiří Snitel not just making his shots after the second end. It's been tough for him. He would love to make a couple here, get two up on the board.
Yeah, one good one here would really put the pressure onto Team Russia.
Já mám 9-7 jako Lukáš.
Nemusíme dát Jilkou. Za ní osou. Za ní osou.
Well,
Russia's still shot.
Yeah, sits on top, but squeezes that redstone close to the forefoot. Russia needs to be a bit careful, but you do have a few options here. You're looking at either guarding or just splitting the house, sitting two.
Нравится?
Если ты гард не ставишь, он тебе пробьет, 4 отдашь.
Гард тоже нормально, кстати. 4 за, да?
Если вот так.
Чуть ниже тилайна, да?
Если так, мы все в кучу можем. 4 за, да?
Да.
Окей.
Можно до, вот сюда может. Не, вот сюда, да.
Да, лучше за.
А?
Гард тоже, кстати, нормально.
Просто гард легче поставить, чем привести.
Гард только надо туда ставить.
Любой, кстати, гард нас устроит. Даже если он будет широкий. Ему придется через наш бить камень.
Серег, а если мы поставим за тилайн, он от желтого не будет дабл-то бить?
Так он может через мой пробить.
Он же открыт.
Не-не-не, ты что, прикалываешься, он закрыт весь.
Он открыт полностью.
Ты прикалывайся, сходи в столовку, посмотри.
Полностью открыт этот камень.
Сюда если привезем, нормально будет же, да?
Он от него вот так.
Да, если мы зайти даже вот сюда привезем, лучше того главное.
Да.
В принципе, ничего страшного.
Через свой дабл не пробьет, через этот, который он привез сейчас. Сюда.
Через желтый не пробьет дабл?
Давай тайм-аут возьмем.
Не, а что, тут два варианта.
Да, давай второй лучше идем.
Если что, можешь и тайм-аут взять.
Второй лучше. 4 за.
Artur Zhabov asking Timofeev if we should call a timeout, but I think Alexei Timofeev, the skip, has made up his mind here, and it will be the draw to the other side of the house to try and sit two. Is this the call you would make, Anne?
I think this is a nice call. You know, you are conceding a score of 1 when you're shot, and there is a chance for you to steal, but also the danger is you could lose the game completely if you give up a score of multiple points, and in particular 3 or 4, right? Because that's what you'd be looking at. If Jiří Snitel could make... This one's not curling.
Probably want to drag it a little deeper then. They do. Actually, that's probably enough for Russia.
Although...
Did not curl as much as they were hoping for. They had to sweep it too, though.
Yep.
It's a good call by the sweepers to drag it deep enough.
Yeah, and the encouragement from third just to keep going. An opportunity here for the Czech team. It's a tough shot, but they can bounce the second count stone a little bit sideways and take two.
So throwing the big weight here, Jiří Snědl kind of try and catch us a little bit low and roll and bump for two. Kitzberger on the sweep here, trying to hold the line. Gets one and two and will sit. It is good. It is good for two. For Jiří Snědl finally makes a good one here. And now the Czechs are back in the lead. It's a 6-4 game after 8 ends of play here in the Kossuth Arena.
Můžem ty všechny kameny hrávejš, on mě koupe jak v největší vaně. Jo, tak se pojďte snažit víc.
Never before in the history of the World Men's Curling Championship has the stage been so spectacular and the backdrop so electric. A never-before opportunity to watch the best of the best on ice and soak up everything else you love about Las Vegas, including the first-ever 9-day pool party. Reserve your place in history now at LasVegasCurling.rocks. Las Vegas 2018, your curling oasis awaits.
And finally, Czech Republic scores. Hadn't scored since the second end, but what a great time to do it. At 2 on the board in the 8th.
It was a great time for their skip to make a very big shot.
Хорошая линия.
Вот пятый. Просто контроль. Пятый, сип. Пятый.
Отличная линия.
Пятый. Легче, легче.
Оу. Хороший. Супер вес.
Хорош.
So after the score of 2 for the Czech Republic, Russia has a chance to try and put the hammer into play. Again, it's been a little while.
To strašně dlouhý. Je to ten posun, kdyby tam byl. Je to zadní 8. Já to prostě nepřečtu.
This is just a rocket from Jindřich Kitzberger. Goes into the back 12. Somewhat dismayed with that rock. Now he's got to put on his sweeping hat.
Линия шире.
Тилайн. Цеплюс. Тилайн, цеплюс. 4 за.
Легко.
6 за. Контроль, контроль. 4 за. 4 за. Я сам. 4 за. 4-6 за. 4 за.
Тилайн. Хорош.
Co myslíte? Jde v pohodě.
Yep. Čistě.
Martin Sneedle will be asked to peel the guard here, which he does nicely. Czechs, of course, would hope to force Russia to take a single here, so they could come home with a 1-point lead and hammer.
Hezky, Martina.
Dík.
Линия хорошая. Пятый. Пятый газ.
Легче.
Отличная линия. Шестой. Шестой.
Легче, легче, легче.
5,5, 6. Сереж, только Сереж. Пятый.
Сейчас валить пойдет.
Шестой.
Перевалит так.
Форма есть, 25-26.
О.
25-26.
Russia wisely putting that corner guard back.
And we're going to take a look at Denmark. Aku Kausta, very unfortunate with a pickup on his last rock, was looking to guard this shot stone. Now exposing it for Rasmus Sterne to make a hit and stick, potentially for 3. Just make sure to get the red stone out here. And the 2's on the board. Stick the shooter to get 3. Oh, hold it off and on here. Now calling on Oliver Dupont to finish it off, needing some curl. Will to catch enough of the redstone here. Just enough to push it for just a 1. A 1 for Denmark there. But it's 8-6 as they now play the 9th.
Ставь щетку. Дровь идем.
Фриз на нижний желтый.
Хорошая линия.
Фриз.
Контроль.
Бэклайн.
Свип.
Линия свип.
Бэклайн.
Линия свип.
6 за.
Свип.
Линия.
Свип.
Фриз.
О, линия есть. Линия есть.
Фриз.
О.
Есть норма.
Свип.
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 О.
Свип. Свип. Линия. Линия нужна. Линия. Линия.
Хорош.
Very nice little freeze here in the back 12. Perfect angle too.
Yeah, Russia knowing it, that they need 2 points here to tie this game up, and going to use every rock in play.
Okay.
And knowing that that rock's not supposed to be there. It was accidentally put there on Leeds, the second stone. They use it.
Možná, že ale bych ho nechal hrát vlastně do něj.
Okay.
No, they changed
Ale
the
nevadí
tactics.
úplně moc.
Ale ten zadní už se nedostane nikdy ze hry.
To pravděpodobně ne.
Okay, instead of trying the double and the smash, they're going to play
Tam má jednoduchý double.
nose hit to hit and roll.
10. Deset.
Čekej. Netočí zatím.
Tak hrát to, co jsme chtěli.
Ne.
Kde jsme? To
Jo.
uvolnění.
Uh-oh. A little bit wide and leaves both the reds in play. Fairly level too, so no easy double as it lies.
Nešlo to ani zamést. Potřebovali jsme trošku víc dotočit, no.
Нормально стоит.
Já jsem byl spokojený vlastně po releaseu a pak to netočilo nikam.
Unfortunately for Russia, there's no easy hit and roll. There's potential jams everywhere, but that was, it's a good problem to have right now if you're Russia trying to score a couple of points. Gonna play normal right through the hole.
Very nicely played by Glukov.
Great
Russia
shot.
sets 3. Double time now for the Czechs.
Tohle je fajn. Jak chceš, klidně.
Zahrajeme ten double. Jo. Budeme stát lepší. No, spíš ztratíme, možná ztratíme střelcem.
Okay. Hraješ to jako 7?
Hraju to jako 7. Ale primárně prostě double. Jo.
Yep.
Fajn.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh.
Underway?
Fine.
Okay.
Caught between
Double ze 3 pokusů prostě dáme.
Jo.
a couple of doubles there. Only ends up removing a single stone from the top of the rings.
Контроль. Легко. Хороший вес. Нет, поднять. Шире. Пойдем.
Мимо?
Да. Нет, это дойдет. Нет, это мимо.
Needing this rock to curl. Disappointingly, just does not get to the face and ends up just ticking it over and rolling out.
That's very disappointing.
Tam double zůstane.
Vybral se rovnou stopu.
A my to je taky fajn, ne?
Jasně.
To je pro mě úplně super.
This double pretty similar to the one he made for 2 in the 8th end.
Okay.
Yes, but he would really like to get that both stones all the way out of the rings. It's going to take quite a lot of force. We know he can throw the big weight, having just seen it.
Oh, yep.
Not quite enough, and I think red is still second shot.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the Russians weren't sweeping that yellow stone. That is...
Dělal jsem, co umím. Asi OK.
No Russian brush on this shooter.
Ona to bude hrát free samozřejmě.
No jasně. On bude hrát free s námi, když to nebudeme moct trefovat.
Let's hope they are second shot.
Možná jako zahrát roll tady před ním, pokud jsme tady nejsou lepší.
Да еще поменьше.
5 minut.
Kind of hard to tell. What I can tell you is Russia's not playing the hit on the open yellow, so maybe they're...
Maybe their third count.
Yeah.
Твой конец! Линии много пока! Делай вес, линия будет!
Oh, this one's gotta go. Just nowhere near the right weight.
10. 4-10. Сколько это пошел по короткому? На? Может, довалил бы.
No, centru, nesmí nám přetočit, vole. Přidal bych si let klidně sem. Že když bude tady v té části, tak je to lepší. Ne?
Ne, v pohodě. Když hrát po zátech 4-10.
Okay. Za T-line hrám, no?
Jo.
Vždycky hra na 4-10 je prostě
Italy with a chance to win the game right here in the 10th end. They're a little bit ahead of us.
No, the shot's actually in the 8th end, just as a quick little correction. It's a hit for 2 in the 8th end. Oh yeah, no, it was the 10th end. It was a shot for the win. Sorry about that. They are way ahead of us.
But the shot is not made, so it's just one for Italy. Tied game. We'll push that game into an extra.
There's a lot of great action happening around here.
And this draw will settle on the wing for the Czechs to at least hit 2, probably 3, as we saw Russia attempt to draw there, the previous shot, and the draw is the call once more, but just for the 1. So Czech Republic should be pretty happy here. Even if this shot is made, they'll be 1 up with the hammer coming home. On sheet A, closest to the stands, where we have quite a few Czech fans in this afternoon. So here we go, last one, 9th end. Alexei Timofeyev. Sweepers are looking pretty happy with this one.
Yeah, they just need to be into the 8 foot.
And there we go, into the 8 foot. Good enough for the single point for Team Russia, which means that the score before the final end is 5-6, Czech up by 1. So that is the scoreboard as we enter the 10th end, potentially the last one. Russia needs to steal 1 here to push the game into the extra. So it's all about throwing the center guards on.
Yeah, and Russia has done that quite proficiently, having stolen several points this game.
I think Evgeny Klimov's been pretty surgical with his precision today, setting it up for his team.
And now it's the moment for Jindřich Kitzberger to make the tick shot.
Oh.
This is his first opportunity.
So not allowed to remove the stone from play, but you can move it to the side and try and open it up, just split the stones here. But this one not curling enough, and you'll see Timofeyev try and sweep this through play beyond the back line, and it will get there. So this stone is now replaced. So slight advantage Russia so far. Still look to come around that guard and have a second one fully buried, tight to the rings, leaving maximum separation between the rocks. This is where you as a lead, you want to trust the brush and not throw too wide here. So you do get that perfect line.
Yeah, you still want to position this as precisely as possible. And that is a really nice shot.
A couple of good ones from Klimov. And now Kitzberger with a new chance to play the tick shot. Maybe just needs a tad less weight this time.
Still needs to curl. They play this over the top.
Does get a rub and roll, and that's a nice one.
That's a really good shot.
Pretty happy with that one, Jindrich. Oh, fist bump.
Yeah, he's hopeful that's the last shot of the game for him.
Хорошая линия. Четвертый, пятый, пятый.
Сзади,
пятый.
Сам.
Нормально.
Поднять.
Четвертый.
Нет, есть. Захок есть.
Легко. Просто легко, ладно, захок. Есть.
Женя в конце. Свип. Еще чуть-чуть.
Yeah, nice stone placement here.
Really excellent separation.
As we see the Netherlands with their last stone, yeah, Van Dorp facing a couple of Chinese counters here. So just a draw for one, pretty tough one.
Stop hier. Alleen lengte. Buiten dolly. Ja. Weer blij. Gotta go.
Big sweep from Geskens and Hoekman. Rather Glasbergen and Hoekman come in here. And we'll just rub off the red. Will they spin it in? Yes, they will. Great draw and a great sweep by the Dutch team. They will trail China by one before the 10th end. Czech Republic removes that top guard here, and Artur Razabov will put it back. When's the time to make the move here, Anne, and come around the guard?
Well, we're still on second stones. And knowing how proficient the Czech team is at the run back, I think you want to wait a little bit. The Czech team's going to keep peeling this guard as long as you put it up there. So I think ideally you're going to wait until skip stones.
Do you ever see the Czechs, you know, switch it around and come around themselves?
Potentially. I don't know that that's my favorite call. I think you got to be able to win it on your last one. I kind of feel that coming underneath sometimes is trying to win it on your second to last shot. But it really depends on how the ice is moving as well, right? Can you get to the face? Can you tap something? How confident are you in your ability to draw it into a small space?
Сам третий, поднять. Убери, Жень. Четвертый. Сам третий. Сам до конца. Хорош, Серег. Молодец.
Right. Hip. Okay.
So they're going one more long guard.
Легче, легче, легче.
Вес сам, четвертый. Четвертый.
Это сильный перевал может быть.
Воу, вес четвертый. Поднять. Все, сам.
This one's curling quite a bit. And with not lining them up, it gives the Czech Republic a chance to peel the tighter guard.
Положим. Даю.
Hey, whoa.
Sám je dobře.
Sám. But
Well, Finland's been fighting back against Denmark, and this is actually a draw for 3 for them to take the lead. I believe for the first time in the game. I'm not sure what Denmark's been doing, but they've been able to just give up a huge lead they had early on.
Yeah, Denmark had a 5-point lead early in the game.
And this draw is looking pretty good here from Aku Kausta. Just need a little more sweeping. And there we go. It's a 3 for Finland. They'll lead the game 9-8 before the 10th end. Wowie.
Yes.
Есть 4 фута.
Линия чуть шире.
4 фута.
Артур, ждать можно.
And Alexei Timofev wants this rock as precisely positioned as possible on the top of the forefoot, underneath the long guard, as thrown by his third. It's a really well thrown rock. Waiting for the curl, waiting as long as the sweepers can before finishing this, dragging it as far as they can, directly behind the center guard. Great patience and communication.
Zase, že jo, Bulgárce odbalit je v pohodě.
Co?
Bulgárce odbalit v pohodě, hrát za kolem nikoliv. Takže hack je super. Výhradný hack, tady
Já tam budu ready.
70.
70 je pořád dobrá rychlost.
Tak.
On average, if my math is correct.
Your math is excellent.
Not quite the numbers.
Vijay Sanidal is hoping his math is excellent on line, trajectory, weight, rotation.
Isn't that more geometry?
Isn't geometry math?
All right, I'll give you that one. Makes a nice roll here.
Yep.
Check skip. I like specifics.
You mean like what end of the game?
A do té doby vysel. Jo, zase to bylo podle mě někam sem, kde to dojelo.
Well, pretty long guard for Russia to come around, but I don't think they have much choice here.
No, they don't. The good news for Russia is they just played this shot. They know exactly how it works. They know the line, the weight, how to communicate it.
So do you want to come all the way down to the forefoot and leave a tap for the win, or do you like to put this maybe top 8 and force the draw to the forefoot? Seeing how usually he's been playing 63% on both types of shots.
I think it's either or.
Yeah.
It's not quite predictable. He just made a really nice little tap.
They are trying to drag this one pretty deep into the forefoot by the looks of it. So that'd be a tough draw for Jiří Snitil to make, maybe forcing him to make the tap here, which I kind of like.
Yeah, the chance to just throw a little bit extra weight. You might add a couple of rotations.
And you can see it's actually over buried just a little bit, so that's a pretty perfect shot, I think, from Timofev.
Great shot.
No gimme here, but the good part for Jiří is, well, if he misses it, it'll be an extra. So there's a bit less pressure to make this one. He has that 1 point lead. But this is for the win right here. Last stone, 10th end. Jiří Sneedl in front of the home fans, needing to tap this Russian counter out of the forefoot, but most importantly,
cleaning.
Stick to shooter.
Just cleaning.
Oh, waiting for the curl here. I'm not sure if it's going to curl enough, but will it settle down in time? It will need to sit. Will it set in time? Oh, that's close. That is too hard to tell. Is it red? Is it yellow? Glukov points at the yellow one, but I wonder, is it worth a measure? No, Glukov says it's good. It's good for Jiří Sneedl, and the Czech Republic picks up a second win this week. Oh, that was a tight one. Up 4 after 2. Let Russia back in the game, but in the end, is able to make that final shot just by the hair. Well, that's an important one for Jiří Sneedl and the Czech boys. Only one game remaining. As we see, it was Italy to pick up a steal in the extra end to beat Germany. And they moved to 3 wins. You can see China also picking up a win against Netherlands. So China also at 3 wins, 1 loss, alongside Italy. So final score, 11-9 for Denmark. Aku Kausta couldn't quite ask the question of Rasmus Stjerne. And the Danish skip not having to throw his final rock there. Seventh end, Alexei Timofev makes an incredible freeze on his last one, forcing Czech skip Jiří Snitel to draw the button for one. It'll just come up slightly heavy though, and it's another steal of Russia. And in the eighth, Russia line 2. Jiří Snitel with a chance to play a double to pick up the deuce. That is executed. Shooter sticks around. 2 up on the boards in the eighth end to have a 6-4 lead, giving up a single in the ninth to Russia. With the last one in 10. It's all about getting to the button for one and the win. Sweepers not really touching it, just hoping it will settle in time. Gets a tiny rub, and even though it looks really close, Lukov will shake the hand of Lukáš Klima and the rest of the Czech Republic. They win it 7-5. Here you see all the scores this afternoon in the men's fourth session. Czech Republic, of course, beating Russia. And then we also had China picking up a win against the Netherlands. Italy beats Germany 6-4, and Denmark almost giving up the game against Finland, but in the end they win it 10-9. Here are the standings so far. It is China, Denmark, and Italy now slightly running away from the rest of the field. Czech Republic and Germany very much in it at 2-2. For Finland, Netherlands, and Russia, it's looking really tough, and they're going to have to turn on their A game for the next few sessions.
Congratulations on a huge win.
Oh, thank you very much.
It was a bit of a tough game at times for you. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Oh yes, definitely. We started strong, but the middle part of the game wasn't exactly what we wished for or what we hoping for, and then we come back in the eighth, scoring deuce, and we managed to make it and bring it home, which is very important for us.
Yeah, you made an excellent shot on your last one. How hard was your heart beating in front of your fans for that one?
I guess my heart didn't beat at all. No, it was like draw the button. I missed few before, so I was heavy all the time. So I was a little heavier again, but kind of managed it. So.
Yeah, it was a great shot. It was a great win, and now you play China in the morning. How are you going to prepare for that game?
Try to work on our middle part of the game, and everything should be okay.
All right, have a great night, good luck, and congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Well, thanks for watching World Curling TV's coverage of the Olympic qualification event 2017. It's definitely shaping up here in Pilsen, Czech Republic. All the teams still very much in it, but coming to the latter stages of the round robin. Stay tuned, it's just getting interesting.